Another item to check is the preload on this smaller diameter spring. The proper preload, right now, as you can tell, that gate is not hitting on the other side, up on top. So the preload on this is only about 9 inches. The correct preload on this spring from where it hooks here to where it hooks on this arm here is 10 1/4 inches. So what we're gonna do to get 10 1/4 inches is we need to loosen these 2 Allen screws with the gate in the home position up at the top, which is to my left. We want that gate against there, and we're going to move this down so that we have 10 1/4 inches from this point here to the point here on this arm. Okay, now we're going to replace this gate here. So to do that, we're going to loosen the 2 Allen screws on this clamp collar here. There's some hesitation there, and you just work that shaft collar off of the shaft there. And at the same time, you may have to move up on the shaft, as I did there, and you can leave that hang. Now, I'm going to go up at the top. I'm going to pull the old gate out, drop a new gate in, and reattach the clamp here. Okay, I'm up at the top here replacing this gate. Simply pull this one out and drop the new one down. I've got the new gate in. Now I'm going to put my arm back on that collar, slip it up there. One thing you want to watch as far as height to mount this is keep in mind this spring needs to have room between this 2x2 to operate. You can't slide this all the way up or you're going to bind this spring in here. So leave it down to give this enough room so you don't get excessive wear there. Now I'm going to snug these Allen screws down so that I can get my spring length correct on my return spring. Now what I want, as mentioned before, is I need my 10 1/4 inches. Now I'm going to snug down these Allen screws in preparation to get our return spring measurement at the correct location. You want it to where you just have a little bit of resistance on that shaft so that you can make the adjustment. It is also important to try and get so you don't use up all your space on both sides of the collar, to try and equalize those up to get the most gripping strength when you're tightening your collar to tighten them evenly. Now I'm going to snug down these Allen screws so that I can get my shaft arm positioned correctly in relation to the return spring. Keep in mind the position of this collar needs to be, you don't want it up on the shaft so far. You have to give this return spring room to move freely between the shaft arm and this 2x2 here. So that is going to kind of determine where you're going to clamp this collar onto the shaft.